Good evening. I'm speaking to you from the inner sanctums of the Tim Wies office. And the reason I'm doing that is we've decided to give out the Bill Smith Distinguished Service Award this year, and we've chosen, what's his name? That's the guy, Tim Wies, to receive our award. Hi, Tim. I hope you're paying attention tonight, because you got a lot of people who want to tell some stories on you and congratulate you. So let's start.
Tim is a special individual. I had Tim as an apprentice when I was still teaching on the floor at the apprenticeship school. And I remember talking to him out on the floor in the door hanging project area. And that's where we struck up a conversation about his background, where he was headed, why he was doing what he was doing. And that's when he shared with me that he was already a graduate from Mizzou Business School. He gave me a pretty good sense of what his trajectory was at the time. He's pretty well attained what he was shooting for way back when. And honestly, I'm proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, I think Tim he's been in the industry a long time, and as you mentioned, I've known him for many years. What has made him successful is his innovation. He likes being innovative. He's always thinking about tomorrow and not necessarily today, which is what a good leader needs to do. He always tries to keep himself ahead of the game. What's next? What's going on? What's going to be it like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years from now? So being an innovator certainly has been a big positive for Tim, and also his passion. If you're with Tim for a few minutes, you can tell how passionate he is about the industry and his desire to be successful.
His contributions to the industry are about like his contributions to everything else. When he does something, he does it full bore. I know him through work. I also know him personally. We hunt together and play around together and party together, but anytime you're at anything important involving the industry, he's there. You go to Jeff City for an item, he's already there. You go to someplace else to go do something to figure out what's going on, he's already there. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he gets around. I mean, he's so damn big, how does he get in all those places at one time? He's got his heart in it, his mind in it, and everything else. He's a dedicated, consummate construction professional. He knows everybody, and everybody respects him, and he's tough, and he's firm, and he's fair.
Tim makes labor management easy. It's very easy to work with Tim. Any of our initiatives, he's always willing to lend a helping hand, provide what he can, materials, knowledge, experience, and always willing to work and listen to our initiatives.
Oh, we went to actually kindergarten together at 5 years old. And everybody asks us, hey, one of you got to be smart enough to run from the other one, but we keep hanging in there. So I've known Tim a long time. Been a great friend, great family guy, great everything.
When I met Tim Wies, that had to be back in the 70s. Tim actually, he and I worked together when he was home from college through the summers. He and I worked together for a couple years anyway, and he was quite a character then too, so.
You saw his talent immediately, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I like to say I taught him everything he knows, but that's not quite the case.
Jesus, Tim. You know, you gave me a name that now has stuck with a bunch of people around the country. Danielson. I don't know where the heck you came up with that one. But you know what? I'll always remember a story when I took you on a forced hike in Washington, D.C. around the cherry blossoms. I've never seen a person sweat as much as you did that day. You were filling up the Potomac.
Tim has gone with me at times to Jefferson City to testify before the Senate or the representatives. And there was one particular time, you know, Tim is always so comfortable in a suit and tie. He's more comfortable behind a barbecue grill or maybe an assault weapon. But one day he stood up there and his words were unwavering, solid information, but his passion kind of came through in little beads of sweat that soon turned into a full, bald, wet head. And after testifying and wiping his brow several times, and when he was done, somebody wanted to talk to him, but Tim was nowhere to be found. That's because he was in the men's room toweling off that bald head of his.
We've heard from two of my members earlier, Mr. Wies, Attila the Hun, and my apologies for Mr. Wies sweating all over this here, Tim. That's all right, but it's okay.
I'm sure that day he persuaded legislators to change their opinion. Tim is very persuasive, not because of his imposing size, but because he makes sense.
Well, I've known Tim for 33 years. First time I met him, the one that stands out that I remember was on a softball field as he was hot, took his entire head, removed the keg from the cooler of ice and put his head in it, put the keg back in. That's what I remember. So I think that's about, at that point you kind of knew, it's like, okay, I can get hot, I can cool down.
There's one classic Tim story for me, and it's where those of us who know Tim well know he likes to keep people around him kind of off balance and don't want to get people too close. Well, we were on a customer outing. There was myself and several of our customers were on outing, and Tim was one of those customers. And we were, it was outdoors, and a rainstorm came upon us. Raining pretty hard, and we were standing on a hillside. And we're all kind of watching it rain. We were undercover, and Tim slowly stands up, takes off his shirt, stretches, takes about 4 quick steps, and does a belly walk down this hill. And if you can imagine Tim Wies going just in his shorts down the hill, and it was raining hard enough, there was actually a wake coming out from underneath of him. Everyone was just dumbstruck. Tim stood up, shook himself off like a bear, walked up and sat down, never said a word.
I guess one thing that I would think of is it's really hard to give Tim a gift because he normally just gets what he wants, and it's really hard to surprise him. So last year for Christmas, unbeknownst to me, the girls in the office decided to give Tim a bobblehead. And on this bobblehead, you can record the person's voice. So they were struggling with trying to get him to do some of his Timisms. And so they had been waiting and waiting, and one day in the office I was here, and he started going off on something, a rant about something, and I was goading him in a joking manner, and he was following right along. And I didn't realize that the girls were waiting for a moment just like this. So Dana got out her phone and recorded everything and then put it on the bobblehead, and then they gave this to him last year for Christmas. He was so surprised. He just had a ball with it. He loved this bobblehead, but it was a great thing.
Ed, you said that you worked with Tim Wies, but you also carpooled with him. Tell me about your experience carpooling with Tim Wies.
Yes, we did. Tim had a tendency, he was always in a hurry. One time coming back, we were heading towards the Daniel Boone Bridge, heading west. Traffic stopped. Well, Tim decided to make the third lane. I think he invented it. We went around about 40 cars and got back in line. He did that quite a bit.
Well, Tim was always a nut. Always a little wound up, always a little crazy. We were in high school. Still remember it. We were going down the service road, and the brakes went out, and the old truck Tim had. And how we got between the car in front of us and the guardrail, I don't know. I think all three of us sucked in, and somehow we got there. We thought, whew, Tim. And he just, you know how he laughs.
Tim, let's make something perfectly clear. When we had the ribs competition out at my farm, and you proclaimed you won, the only reason you won is because you dried out my ribs while I was working on something else. So let's call it even right now until the next time.
He's not too bad a chef. I don't know if it's him or the guy that he's involved with at the Painters and Decorators Council. They put on little meals together, but between the two of them, it's pretty top shelf stuff.
He's very jealous of me because he's not as good a barbecue cook as I am.
I disagree with that too. We have several competitions that he has entered, and we've come out on top several times. So I might have to disagree with you on that one, Dan.
Tim Wies proclaims to be this great barbecue hound. You know, he's got the best ribs, he's got the best this. It's not true. In the past, Tim has fallen in defeat.
Well, yeah, I think I have something here to show that he has fallen in defeat, and we did win. Yeah, he's won more times than we have, but this one victory was very sweet.
Passionate is definitely a word that expresses Tim in everything from his barbecue, which his ribs are outstanding, and far better than that Dan Weinstrow fellow.
It really bothers him that he's not as good a cook as I am.
Dan, I don't think you can compare to Tim.
Dan, is it all right if I promoted Tim's ribs a little better than yours? You know, this is his night.
Wow, it's exciting what you can find here at Tim's office on his desk on any given day. Amazing. You know, did I ever tell you about the time that I went fishing with Tim Wies up in Alaska? It was kind of like Gilligan and the skipper on that boat, because I've never been so sick in my life. Thanks, Tim, for making me an outdoorsman on the Bering Sea. You say you've hunted with him. He's legendary in his own mind about his hunting skills. How would you describe him, Tom?
Well, it's his own mind that you said. He's not a very good shot. We take him to South Dakota, and he's good for flushing birds because he takes up so much room, but also you hear him coming with the hoo, 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 and that gets the birds to fly.
Tim is pretty proud of his hunting, but I understand that he expends a lot of shells when he shoots. Is that true?
Yeah, he does. It was funny, when he hunted on my farm, Tim would shoot every little buck that came by. And when he got his own farm, now all of a sudden he's managing bucks. He does shoot a lot. He's proud of his gun. He gets the cobwebs out.
We have a dove field at the farm, and I'm gonna really let him have it here. But you know, I do most of the planning. It's something I enjoy up at our farm, and Tim's busy, and I enjoy doing it, so it's always great. And we have a little dove field up there, and the opening day of dove season usually typically falls during the week. And I can't get myself or the groups of guys that we want to come up there, so we typically wait till Saturday. So this year, Tim and Greg go up to the farm, and they shoot opening morning and shoot all our doves. Well, that means that we don't have anything left. Just kidding, Tim. But rumor has it that they shot 3 to 4 boxes of shells apiece and weren't, they got their birds, but it took them a long time, and quit shooting our little deer up at the farm.
You think that was a duck call at first?
I wondered what that was when I first met him, but it's pretty, when you hear that noise, you know what it is, and everybody, Tim's here somewhere. You can hear him from a distance.
He's famous for his laugh.
Well, there's actually 2 laughs that Tim does. He's got the big belly laugh, almost the Santa Claus, the ha 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 ha, and then there's the he 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 he.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting when we go to any event, especially the AGC event. We're out mingling, and all of a sudden you'll hear the laugh, and you'll see, 15 people around Tim. Remarkable.
You know, Tim, one thing about you, you are great at ideas. And I think you're also great at when you say, oh, by the way, I'm going to assign that to Danielson to do for me. I always enjoy that.
As I mentioned, I think Tim is truly one of the, whether it's a pioneer, it depends on where you start being innovative. He was very much on the edge of a lot of new trends in the industry, so he certainly is always a pioneer of the new trends and what's next.
Tim is extremely progressive in a sense that he tries to keep up with technology to make his employees more efficient for his company. He's always looking for the best way and the quicker way to do things.
He is very much an innovator. It's just amazing what is going on in his mind at times, and I think everybody will understand that if you know Tim. He is always a forward thinker. He's always thinking about the next thing, whether it's industry, whether it's for the company good, or whether it's, you know, for his friends. He talks a lot about his friends that he deals with, so he's just very forward thinking.
Tim's made a lot of contributions to our industry. I've worked with him in negotiations on several contracts with the Union Hall, and his contributions for the good of the industry in areas such as Pride, not that kind of Pride, but the St. Louis Construction Cooperative, it's now called. Tim has been very helpful in that regard. He's well respected among all his peers.
He was instrumental, in my opinion, of taking the industry in a new direction. Far too often, a number of the contractors were only concerned about today, and Tim just brought a whole new philosophy to the table with regards to not only being concerned about his firm, but the industry at large. And he also was concerned about, you know, the issue of how we better ourselves. He never really looked at it as a labor versus management. He always looked at it as a we or an us, as opposed to a me or an I. And I think that speaks volumes, because when I speak to people who work for him or who have worked for him, he brings them into the fold as if they were family members. He really cares well beyond 7 to 3:30 Monday through Friday about all his employees.
Loyalty, I think, is a huge thing. I think it not just comes from him, but came from his Jim, his father, and I think it also has morphed due to the St. Louis culture in construction particularly, and the requirement of being loyal, but also knowing that you have team members to really help your business. You need good suppliers, you need good GCs, and he understands that and has always embarked on the path that would be what he aspires to be.
Tim has given back not only to his industry in a fashion unlike probably anybody else in the St. Louis area that I know. He gives back locally and socially to his local high schools. I've seen Tim corral troops, and one of the great attributes of Tim is his leadership skills. You know, back in the late 80s, early 90s, St. Dominic, our local high school that his kids, my kids, and Tim and I both attended, Tim was able to corral a lot of troops and do some great things up there on volunteer bases, sharing his times, treasures, and talents that created some of the world-class facilities that St. Dominic has today. And
I can remember years ago when our kids were in sports, and I'd go out to St. Dominic, and his name would be plastered all over everything, and it just showed me that, you know, it wasn't just about Tim. You know, he gave back to the community, which didn't surprise me because I knew he gave back day and night to the industry.
Tim, it's a pleasure working with you, and the past 3 years have been a very positive situation with us at District Council 58. And on behalf of the members of District Council 58 and the staff, we would like to congratulate you on your award tonight. Thank you for all you've done, and thank you for the integrity and leadership that you provide both the finishing industries and the District Council.
Dad, congratulations. This award means everything to you, and it should. This is something you've worked your entire life towards, and it's a great recognition of all your service that you have put forward for the industry. Congratulations, Dad.
Congratulations, Tim, on this award. You are most certainly very deserving.
Tim, I'm glad you won this award. You deserve it. You're as good a friend to me as I can ever have in my life. And like I said, I got 5 brothers, but I consider you the 6th one.
Tim, congratulations. Awesome job. Couldn't be more deserving. We know the time you put into this industry helps us all, and we're very thankful for it. It's a great job.
Well, Tim, congratulations. This award couldn't be going to a more deserving person.
Tim, I want to congratulate you on your achievements. As an employee, I am very proud of everything that you stand for and for the example you set for all of our employees. It's great working for you as always. I look forward to the future with everything we do in this company. It's really appreciated. Congratulations and enjoy your night.
Congratulations, Tim.
Tim, congratulations on receiving the Distinguished Service Award, and a big to you.
Tim, you've been a great partner, but more importantly, you've been a really good friend. And I think having someone like you by my side, we've been able to do some great things in this industry and for the community. And I look forward to accomplishing so much more with you. I congratulate you on this very prestigious award. You are very, very deserving of it. God bless you. I love you.
Tim, in all seriousness, congratulations on your award. It's well deserving. Take care. Have a great evening.
Tim, I'm so proud of you. Always have been so proud of you. Always believed in you. And it's obvious that everybody else thinks the same way that I do. I love you. Congratulations.
Tim, it's John Henson here. Just want to say congratulations for the Distinguished Service Award. I understand that I'm supposed to, first of all, I'm hoping to come and visit you at this event. I'm hoping to be there when you get this thing. And everybody knows that my buddy Tim's in the room when you hear that noise, no doubt about it. Congratulations, buddy. Love you.
Tim, congratulations. Certainly a very well-deserved award. I wish you the best of luck. I appreciate your effort in making our industry better. And this award you were very deserving of. Thank you.
Good job, big guy. You deserve it. Keep it up. Thank you.
Tim, as chairman of the Painting and Decorating Foundation this year, I want to express the gratitude of everybody and myself personally for everything that you do for the industry. You make the construction industry a better place. You make us all think, and you make us perform better. Thanks for everything.
Tim, we've had a lot of fun tonight. People have said some special things about you because you really are a special person to this industry. I want to thank you for everything you've done for me, our industry, and all the charities that you've helped throughout the years. I just want to say congratulations on receiving the William Smith Distinguished Service Award here this evening. So I'd really like you to come up here and give us one of your big belly laughs before the end of the night. Come on, Tim.